What's up with you? What's up with you? Back at it, bro. Back at it. Checking it out. So, the whole Harriet Tubman thing, right? That's off the table. That's off the table. They were talking about that. And Trump said, no, we're not going to do that. He said that's not something his administration feels is needed. It's not something that's necessary. And also his base. His base, he has to appeal to his base. His base doesn't want to do that. His base doesn't want to see some type of support to a civil rights, a black historical figure. They don't want to see that. We got to get away from that. We got to go and rechange history. They've been doing that, going into these museums, going into these parks, show where George Washington Carver. They're going. They don't want him. They don't want blacks to be highlighted. They don't want the achievement of blacks to be highlighted. They don't. They don't. Trump doesn't want that. He said that's the problem. That's the problem. He said that's the problem. You cannot be highlighting these blacks. What did the person said? Pete told him Trump don't want to be on stage standing next to no black general. We got to promote these people based on. We can't go by the best person. We got to look at other things. Who we think. Forget. Okay, great general. This person is outstanding, but are they one of us? Are they one of us? Are they willing to sacrifice? Will their advancement benefit us, our side? Let me look at their history. What are they doing talking about equality? Where are you getting it? We want equality. We want the ones who are here to serve us. That's Trump, man. That's Trump. And the thing about it, he's not doing this. I'm saying he's being the Heritage Foundation. They created all of this, but he's implementing it. And he doesn't care. He knows what it means. He can care. He's a black guy. I don't care. So I don't care about motivating no black kids or showing a next generation the sacrifices of their ancestors. I'm not showing them that. We're past that. We don't care about no Harriet Tubman. But we do care about the Civil War. We care about General Lee. And his name was on the car in the Dukes of Hazzards. Right? Yeah, we got to talk about that. Just a good old boy. We got to talk about that. Yeah, it's Trump. The General Lee. Hey, Trump, do you know that he actually meant something? Did you know he actually was a general? He was not a car, but you probably don't even know that. I'm done with that. I've sat here and I give these people the benefit of the doubt all the time. Nah, Trump don't even know that that's an actual general. He thinks it's the car from the Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, and his base don't want to see black people honored. His base, he'll piss off his base doing that. They don't want to see him honoring black leaders. You don't want to see that. Blacks, to them, black people have no contributions. None. They were rescued. They were in the jungle. They were rescued. They were brought here. They were given food and provisions. What are they complaining about? That's the problem. You guys keep talking about slavery. That's the problem. We need to get that out of the history. We don't need no memorial. You're not gonna put no Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. You got Andrew Jackson on there. You go and look him up. You want to talk about a bastion of freedom? Go look him up. Nah, I ain't gonna put no Harriet Tubman on there, man. And this is disrespectful. This is what they do, though. And this is the Negro, right? The Negro, man, it's so sad. When you look at these Negroes, now we finna see, you know what? I gotta stop, man. because you don't want me to start. You get me talking about Trump. You don't want me to start talking about that. You want me to go down that rabbit hole. These Negroes got their NBA young boy. They're all types of medical problems, diseases, just all over the place. Kids not being raised, thuggery, 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 jail, jail, jail. And you think that's going a future's gonna come to a people like that? See, that's why Trump knows he can do stuff like that. He knows he can do stuff like that. And the Negro, he's so dense, he doesn't even realize what Trump is doing to him. What's that movie, Spike Lee, School Days? He said, "Thank you, big brother. Can I have another?" They hit him with a paddle. They hit the guy was trying to join the fraternity. I don't know what you call it, and he hit that guy with a paddle, and that guy screamed, and then he said, "Thank you, big brother. Can I have another?" And the guy hit him again. That's how they are with Trump. No matter what Trump do to him, the Negro is so desperate for some type of leader. He'll hang on to it. And it's sad too, man. When I look at that, like, man, look at what Trump is doing to Black history. It don't matter to you. That don't matter to you. Look at his racial division. He's not promoting people in the military. He's not promoting people in the government. He's getting rid of civil rights workers, civil service workers. He's getting rid of these people. Dr. King, all of this stuff. He didn't care about this stuff. He went after the 14th Amendment. That was about black people. That wasn't about no goddamn anchor babies. That's what I'm saying. These people are so dense and stupid. I saw somebody put up a load of Clarence Thomas. I said, wait a minute. Clarence, how long has Clarence Thomas been a Supreme Court justice? And they put up a load where he's talking about birthright citizenship. You know what that's called, though? It's called lying. You're that stupid to think that he's lying. He's saying that because he wants to bring up race because he wants to win this case. He said 1,000 times he don't believe in race, but all of a sudden now he believes in it. It was not for no babies of slaves. That's the dumbest. If you believe that, you're out of your minds. And also they lost the case. So he had a stupid losing argument. What is that supposed to mean? And we emphasize he's the type of black they want to dangle in front of. Yeah, of course. Why not? They want to dangle a Harriet Tubman. Now, me and I've been upfront about. I don't agree with everything she was doing, but they don't want to dangle a Harriet Tubman in front of you. They don't want to hang up. They want to dangle a Clarence Thomas. That's the type of Negro they like. They like Negroes like Clarence Thomas. You don't have. He's not the lead. He could be there longer. You can put a new person on Supreme Court and he'll shut up and take his role. Okay, go sit your ass in the back. You know what that's that thing. They well, I don't know, they probably still do this, but they would hire a black guy. Company just started. They hired 2 black guys. After about a year and a half, company's making money. Black guys know the layout of the land. And I'm talking about more your blue collar, not the white collar stuff. And they hire a white person who fresh out of college or fresh off the streets. And they say, Leon, train him. And Leon would say, okay. He come in making more than Leon. Leon train him. And then when he got proficient, okay, you know all of the maintenance, you know everything you need to do to maintain this place. I see Leon said, he's gonna leave it to you for the weekend. You're a great guy. Yeah, Leon goes home. Leon gets a text. You're no longer needed here. We'll fire you. Now, don't tell me that. You can't tell me that's not true. I've witnessed that growing up in my life. I've seen that. Had a neighbor that happened to about 3 times. He trained the guy. He got fired. The guy was actually made like $2 more than him. He had been there for 2 years. They hired a guy off the street. Off the streets. He went to college. Paid him more, had him train that guy, then fired him. That's Clarence Thomas. When you look at Clarence, that's what he represents. And yeah, they'll dangle a Negro like that in front of you all day. All day they'll dangle that type of Negro. And they don't want to see no Harriet Tubman. They're not going to do anything where a black person uh, is honorable, just like the military taking care of all of these within the Pentagon, all of these photos and the first black pie, taking it down. Tuskegee, and they taking that down. We taking these bases and we changing these bases back. We upholding this Civil War. What about the Civil War? That's Trump. That's Trump. Trump upholding the Civil. He done changed all the military bases. Just put these statues back up. Put this Jefferson Lee statue back up. Jefferson Davis, my fault. Put this statue back up. That's Trump. That's Trump. He don't have no respect for black people or black history. So you got people been in the military 30 years, he won't promote them because he want to put a white person over him. Then he want to tell you that's fair. But you know what, though? Clarence is not telling, he's not lying. That's how Clarence got his job. Clarence was not the best person for the job. What, meritocracy? The way they define it, I know exactly what they're doing. If you look at the book, the definition in the dictionary, okay, but that's not what they're doing. It's just like segregation. If you look it up in the dictionary, it means something, but that wasn't the way it was implemented. It was punitive to blacks. Segregation was not equal, separate, but equal. No, it was separate and punitive. Meritocracy, when you say, we just not going to go by the best person, we got to put in certain figure. Like, how do I feel about this person? Do I think they're a good fit? Yeah, now you making it ain't about the best person for the job. It becomes about your judgment, and that sort of opens up the problem, right? Racism. So Clarence Thomas wasn't even close. Even from a Republican, like conservative side, he wasn't even close to being the most qualified person for that job. But they dubbed him, and rest in peace, George Bush the first. He dubbed this guy because he must have knew those types. He must have said, I know guys like him. I can tell guys like him, they're going to serve us. They're not going to serve the people. They're going to serve us. Oh, yeah, they'll dangle him. I see what Thomas Sowell, they'll dangle Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell is paid Fox News influencer. What do you think he's going to say? You think he's going to go down there and talk about the Essence Fest? You think he's going to talk about Malcolm X? He's a paid Fox News influencer. He's a paid guest. He's an economist that's always talking about race, and he's always on conservative spaces. And of course, they love him. Oh, love the way you say that. Oh, I love did you hear what he just said? And people fall for this. But then again, this is YouTube, and people trying to get a channel up. They're trying to get, and they will get money doing it. I grant you that. The Brandon Tatum say, oh, you're going to get you some money. Nick Fuentes told the truth. He said, they get that money because people don't want to feel racist. They want to hear what they have. They want them to say what they feel, but they don't want it to come from them. Nick Fuentes. So that's why all of these guys you see running around here. No, that's fine. And YouTube, and I'm sort of on the side of that because this is YouTube. You can't get your news from YouTube. You can't really get information like that from YouTube. It is social media. People just say anything on social media all the time. But administration Trump, they didn't stop the plans to honor Harriet Tubman. Now you say that ain't no big deal, right? I get that. Oh, I get that. That's not a big deal. It ain't a big deal to that you won't honor Harriet Tubman. Well, I get that, but black people matter too. Black people matter. I mean, just to say they don't matter, their achievements don't matter. We're gonna take this statue down. We're gonna change this military base. You have two Medal of Honor winners, two black people in battle, served their country, lost their life, gave their lives to the country. You rename the base to that person. Trump gets in, takes it back to General Lee because he thinks it's an ode to the Dukes of Hazzards. Yeah, that's the president you guys elect. That's the president. He thinks it's about the Dukes of Hazzard. Say Trump. Do you know that was a real person? What? The General Lee? He was what? No, he was the coroner, Dukes of Hazzard. No, it was actual real figure. Do you know that? Yeah, we gotta stop. We give MAGA so many passes. So many passes, bro. He don't know. He don't know. I know you can say what you want to say. He doesn't know. Like the stream, brother. Woo. This man is up in my chat. Let me go ahead and get him out of here. That man done put about 30 chats in there. He up here, man. Goodbye. He said they dangled Colin Powell. Yeah, they'll dangle they dangle Whoopi Goldberg. Or you want to go down that rabbit hole? Remember, Whoopi's a ultra liberal now. But back in what? And Whoopi was a conservative, extreme conservative. When Whoopi was running around with you know what I'm saying, Robin Williams, who was cool, rest in peace to Robin Williams, cool. Got Billy Crystal. She run around Billy Crystal them. She was conservative. She was conservative. Now, Billy Crystal, Robin. Well, I know Robin was a liberal. Billy Crystal, man. I think I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Now she's an extreme liberal. Now, and he's wrong, man, to take somebody's history, to refuse to honor citizens because of their race, to try to keep the citizens in a control border, it plays to the worst thing even within that culture. When you talk about black culture, there's a certain group. Trump. Let me tell you what Trump does. When you say black culture, when you say black culture is bad, right? Okay. I mean, I don't agree with that. I'm not. You see, you're talking to me. I think there's more aspects to that. But if you just want to say black culture is bad, giving them sexy reds or the thuggery, or the social media and the thugging, we just had the girl coming from the club lost her life. We finna have an absolute disaster streaming university. When you say the thugging, when you say that's bad for the culture. Okay. But you know who incubates that? Trump. He incubates. He don't care. He don't care. He sent young boy back down there. He said, I'm gonna let you out of jail so you can go back there and destroy the minds of these young black people. And that's what he's doing. And Trump don't care if he hard boils his brain on drugs. He don't care. They just pulled that dude over. He had a bag of drugs. You actually think Trump cares if that man hard boils his brain with that trash music? Yeah, and I said he would put people like that in the black community. He's not going to put a political dissident. He's not going to free one of those. He's not going to free someone who's going to uplift. He's not going to do that. But he'll put trash back. He don't care. You got to understand, this is not coming from him. It's the Heritage Foundation. They went through Black history. They broke down what they needed to do. They looked at the Constitution, what we need to do. This is what we need to attack. We need to get these governors. We need to do this. We got the electoral college. We got to challenge this. Trump, say you lost the election so we can put doubt in this. This is all a plan. We got to take down these bases. You can't be honoring these black people. Harriet Tubman don't matter. Let's erase her from, let's take a bottle of Mr. Clean and just take black history and wipe it. And then we could write the people that we want in there. And we could say, man, the greatest civil rights, he talked to, well, you can't talk to Trump, but I got to understand he's just a figurehead. Heritage, if I went and talked to the Heritage Foundation, they would tell me, Thomas Sowell, greatest civil rights leader ever. I said, who? Thomas Sowell, that's what they call him, Sowell. They messed the man's name up. But hats off to the brother. The brother still got his hair. He's almost 100 years old. Look, Thomas, I ain't against you, brother. You get that money, man. You get paid to say what you say. Brother got a whole head of hair, damn near 100, bruh. I think he got a bald spot. Well, but he's still alive. And you'll see him on Fox News. You'll see him on Laura. Can you imagine that too? You know how insulting that is? Like, bro, you 99, you're a very accomplished man. You talking to fucking Laura Ingraham. Man, I just tell you, bro, you know, and then sometimes you just shake your head, man. You know, you see a Cornel West and a Sean Hannity is a painter. He used to hang wallpaper. Sean Hannity talks to the president. Sean Hannity. And they're not going to put the Harriet Tubman picture on the $20 bill because they don't want it to affect America. They don't want people getting the idea that black people are equal. That's the Trump administration. They said, hell no. But we'll bring up a General Lee. We'll bring up a Jefferson Davis. We'll say, let's talk about the Civil War and how great it was and how it was about keeping black people enslaved and how those black people were happy being slaves. And those black people would dance on the plantation. They would go pick that cotton and then they dance a jig. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Was it Hank Williams Jr.? Hank Williams Jr. lost his job on Monday Night Football when Obama became president because he didn't like the nation hiring a Negro. Hank Williams Jr. with the boots, the beard, completely out of shape. And that was supposed to be some type of symbol of a tough guy, Hank Williams Jr. Because he drank his alcohol out the bottle and he wore boots with no socks. And you know, I just shook my head. I said, man, are you serious, man? What you don't like about Obama? Oh, he's black. Okay, I got you. And he's supposed to be in his place, right? He's supposed to be driving you around in an Uber. What the hell is he doing running for president? How dare you? How dare you? And Trump's going to uphold that. Trump's going to push that. Trump, that's what Trump does. And like I said, it's the Heritage Foundation. Trump's going to uphold that. He stops the plan to honor Harriet Tubman because he knows his base would get upset. His racist base would get upset. So he has to do this. He has to throw black people under the bus to appease his racist base. So black excellence really doesn't exist. Black subordinates exist. Yeah, you can be a Clarence Thomas. You can be a Thomas Sowell. You can be a Nicki Minaj who is an illegal alien and ain't even supposed to be over here, which is ridiculous. You can be a rubber stamp. You could be an Amber Rose and be a rubber stamp for the president. Anything he says, you're gonna, and of course, you're gonna show up to say he's not a racist. Like this, you're gonna say he's not. According to you, he's not, right? Are you gonna say something about this Harriet Tubman? And I saw on the yacht, I saw she was on the yacht in Miami, half naked. Does she even know what a conservative is? That's not conservative behavior, brother. And only the no, hold on, now let me take Amber Rose off the hook. Only the Negro, only the Negro thinks being a conservative is being a thug, being a jail nigga. That's only the Negro who thinks that. And when I look back and think about it, that is so preposterous. It's insane. You think that's, did you know hippies were considered liberals? Do you know hippies were a departure from what quote unquote conservative? That was the thing. The hippie, the long haired hippie, the long haired pot smoking, uh, tree hugging liberal, the hard working, church going, family conservative. Now we've moved to the point, 2026, Amber Rose is a conservative. Well, she says she is. Well, she's not, but she says she is. Isn't it? And it's like, man, why you think that's not how conservatives move? They don't go on yachts and get half naked and fight it up with a bunch of dudes. And of course, she's right there at the national convention saying Trump's not a racist. You can say what you want about Trump, but you don't want to honor Harriet Tubman, brother. You're a racist. You take that woman's. What's wrong with What's wrong with putting on a? It ain't nothing but some ink, brother. What's wrong with putting on the $20 bill? How come you can't honor black people? Why do you have a problem with that? You honor the Confederacy. You make a big deal about the Confederacy. Oh, we don't want George Floyd to be honored. Well, okay, but we're talking about Harriet Tubman. Yeah, but the George Floyd. Well, no. We're talking about Harriet Tubman. You think they're the same? You compare her to George Floyd? You think they're the same? Do you respect black people, Trump? Or do you can't do it because of your base? The MAGA base, you can't do it because of MAGA. They're going to turn on you. And let me tell you something, it ain't even about the truth. You have to be bad. When you talk about MAGA, you have to be bad. They deem you as inferior, so you have to be that. Doesn't matter if you're not. That's the whole thing. When you talk about Trump and MAGA, it's the whole thing with the Negro who talked proper and he would go to a place, maybe to visit a relative, and he would go to the place and they would say, who you supposed to be, Negro? And he wasn't used to submission. He wasn't used to being disrespected. He just wasn't used to that. And the guy would say, excuse me? Who the hell you supposed to be, Negro? Yeah, why is he thinking he's somebody? He's sassing you. Let me see your ID. Are you trying to charge me? Let me see you. What this old shitty Negro come down? That's what MAGA is to blacks. This old shitty Negro come down here because he college made. This old college made Negro coming down here trying to sass us, boss. That's MAGA. Don't you got? That's Trump. It don't matter if you. That doesn't matter whether you are. It's because you're black. They don't want Harriet Tubman on anything because she's black. You, as a Negro, you are inferior. They come down here with that old college-made Negro. You better tell Eddie, that college-made Negro, he come out here shashing nothing did. Yeah, you're like, bro, you illiterate. Bro, are you mad at me for? You're the one that's illiterate. I don't like these Negroes. They put some stripes on their arms in the military. They come out here thinking they good men. They think they some good men. They ain't not good men. And that's why they have. See, that's why they got to go in there and play with the history, because it's never going to be about the truth. It's one thing if you say blacks never achieved. If you said they never achieved, then you say, okay, well, but see, they have achieved, and they've exceeded expectations. And that messes with Trump's base. His base is full of methylene. His base has got the fentanyl stick in his neck. Well, you see those clowns with the Patriot? What was those guys down there? I don't know. What they call them, the Patriot? They got socks on their face, stockings on their face. They were too stupid to know how to use the rail system. That guy had to come in there and intervene and show him, no, you have to put it in like this and wait. Now you can go through. What they call themselves, the Patriot something. Walking around with Confederate flags. And Harriet Tubman won't get honored because President Trump doesn't want to upset his base. And this is so-called him being a badass, taking it out on black people. Now we watched you, Trump, go over there and kiss the ass of Jean Penn. It was embarrassing. But you won't honor a black leader, a black historical figure. That's a problem. You got to appease the white supremacists. You got to appease them. So you said we ain't honoring her, but we'll honor Jefferson Davis. We'll honor the civil war. We'll do that. And he thinks that's being a good president. Not on my watch, Trump. That's not being a good president. Not respecting black people because they're black, that's not a good president. Well, let me ask you this, Seago, whatever. I don't know what that name is. Let me ask you this. You think they should honor Harriet Tubman? Here we go now, Obama. You think they should honor Harriet Tubman? Obama did want this. Did you think they should honor Harriet Tubman? Yeah, there you go. He said, hell no. Why? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Harriet was working for the white man. Isn't that something? So you don't think that black people have contributions and leadership in America that needs to be respected? You don't think they had that? He said Obama didn't want reparations. I know. He didn't. He said it wasn't the way the country was. I agree. But Obama doesn't speak for black people. But yeah, he didn't want no reparations. Why are you talking about Obama though? We're talking about Harriet Tubman. Here they come with the distractions, right? Do you want reparations? Do you want them? The white supremacy, this is his game. He'll come in talking about Obama this, Obama that, when he don't want no reparations. He just dangles that out there as a distraction. Trump doesn't want to upset his base. He knows what he's dealing with. He knows what his base is about. So he can't honor Harriet Tubman without catching flack. He'd never hear the end of it. He would never hear the end of it. No respect for 40 million people, no respect. And if you do support a black person, do someone who's doing the work of the white supremacists. Yeah. And this is Trump. And this Harriet Tubman descendants, they'll have to accept that they're not going to honor an ancestor who gave so much. Who gave so much, but not on my watch. Not on my watch. I won't be honoring black people on my watch. I'm going to change the basis back to the Confederacy. And he's trying, he's already taking the voting. He's taking the votings from the blacks. Blacks have lost political power. And he's incubating poverty amongst black people. They're going to be thugs and animals. They're going to, no, I'm just saying, they don't have a way out now. They certainly can't vote their ways out. And see what we're going to find. A lot of people, I know, a lot of people don't know. They keep playing this game. You wait till they get the representation. When they put that representation in these black districts, and I agree, you've had all these districts that's been neglected. But when they get that white representation, they're not going to play around. A lot of these Negroes are going to jail. They're going to clean it up. They're going to change it. A lot of these young boys and sexy redders and these thugs, they're going to clean that out, man. They're going to clean it out. They're going to put extra laws. It's going to be basically Jim Crow, Jim Crow 2.0. FBA Judah say it's a slap in the face to put our sister on the money and not pay reparations. Well, you know FBA, they could Trump right now. If Trump wanted to right now, he could put in executive order for reparations, and it would go through just like he did for birthright citizenship. It would go through a process. Do you know that? If he wanted to do it, he don't want to do it because of his base. He don't want to upset his base. His base would get upset with that because they don't want to see black people. Hell, you can't even get Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. How are you gonna get reparations? How you gonna get reparations? I agree. Now, see, FBA. Now we agree. The Democrats or Republicans won't do it. You're right. You're right. But Trump's in power. But the Democrats, I know the Democrats did have enough sense to say we got to take these Confederate off. We got to take these Confederate generals or leaders off our public property, and there's plenty of people, honorable people, we can change these names to. So you got to give them credit for that. Obama was in service to the Democratic Party. He was a liberal. Obama was a hardcore. He was actually say he was a centrist. See, he's saying Obama didn't do it. What the fuck? Why would Obama do it? Why would he do it? You see what I'm saying? You trying to suggest because he's black, what they got to do with him giving out reparations? Trump could do it right now. If Trump wanted to do it, Trump would do it. But he don't want to do it because of his base. You think because Obama didn't do it, that gives Trump a pass? What they got to do with Trump? What does that have to do with Trump? Obama didn't do it. Oh, and okay, now Trump needs to do it. He said, why would Trump do it? Because he cares about fairness and he sees the situation that's going on within the country. And he has an opportunity to make a change. He's got his hands on the lever of power and he can make things change. That's why he should do it. But he can't do it because of his base. His racist base would turn on him. All those senators, they turn on him because they're not for no reparations. So he can't do it. He said, you should give up on reparations. Well, that's really not what I'm talking about. But how about can we get to Harriet Tubman on the 20? How about that? How about that? So they put her face on a 1 year run. All the 20s they print in a year, they put her face on it. Then they go back to the person she replaced. What's the problem? You honor her. What's the problem? Don't that look cool? You look in your wallet, you got your Harriet Tubman 20. What's the problem? What's the problem with that? Why can't you honor her? You don't want to honor her? Is if she's black, so you can't honor her. She's black, so you can't honor her. That doesn't have nothing to do with it. And you're just making excuses, brother. Why not? Why can't you honor her? You're saying it, but you're not saying anything. You're saying you can't. You honor everybody else. Why can't you honor her? They can do a 1 year run with Harriet Tubman on the money. 1 year, they can give her what's 2027. And why not? That's what I'm saying. You guys are making a big deal about something that's not a big deal. Why not? He says the food stamp should have Harriet Tubman. You know why food stamp started, brother? Now this dude's a Trump MAGA supporter, and he's trying to put food stamps on black people. That's JFK, brother. West Virginia. You can count the amount of black people on one hand. That's coal mine country. That was for whites who were starving to death. But he wants to put Harriet Tubman on a food stamp. Why? She don't belong there. But see, that's what I mean by his racism. See, they want to pin anything that's bad on black people. Don't matter. Just blame black people. Just don't matter. And then when you show them the facts, they get mad. That's the typical white supremacist. When they get called out, they look stupid. All they have is their racism. They don't have anything else. They think because of their complexion, they're smarter. And I think that we have went too far, especially with the MAGAs. They're just not very smart people. They had a lady. I should go get that video. That lady said two people mean something in my life. Donald Trump. I have no idea why he would mean anything to her. And Jesus Christ. That woman was about as average as you can get in finance. Donald Trump's a billionaire. Do you actually think he cares? But you've dedicated, yeah, you got to look at that, man. You got to look at that. The stores, they got the Trump store that's got all of these shirts and flags and figurines and man, just obsession, idol worship, which goes against the Bible. You know, if you was to buy into that stuff, that's for idol worship. That's anti-Bible. You know, all of that Trump store is actually anti-Bible. But they're so stupid. They'll walk around. I got my Bible and my Trump flag. Well, you're contradicting yourself, though, right? No, you're worshiping a man that goes against the teachings in the Bible. Well, I don't read. Oh, okay. Now I get it. I get it. You're not smarter than me, Bill. Look at Barack and look at Trump. Who's the smartest? Now I'm gonna say this again. Barack's a liberal. See, you guys, he's a man of color, but he's a liberal. I don't agree with a whole lot of liberalism. So don't put that on me. But you agree with Trump's racism. You agree with that. You like that makes you feel good. That makes you feel good. You like to see that he's not going to respect. Trump don't respect black people. That makes you feel good. Makes you feel wonderful. Trump ain't going to get black. He going to take away from these Negroes. As long as he takes away from these Negroes, that's all I care about. Look around, all these city-made Negroes, all they running, they want to be president. They want to be in charge of the college. I'm tired of these city-made Negroes. I like my Negroes out in the field. Look at this. Hey, Leon, come here. This one of my Negroes. He been sharecropping for the last 20 years. Come here. Leon. Yes, sir? Now put your head down to the dirt, boy. Some of these Negroes, now what are you doing looking at me in my face? Is he? Leon, I'm going to let you get away with them. Put your head in the dirt, boy. Leon, don't I feed you? Yes, sir. Don't I take care of you, Leon? Yes, sir. What? Didn't I take care of your daddy, Leon? Yes, sir. You don't need no education, do you, Leon? No, sir. You pick cotton like your daddy taught you. All right, now, Leon, go back to the fields. Yes, sir. See, they like that. They don't want no, they are Obama type. They don't like them. That makes them also feel like they're superior, too. And then you got Donald Trump, and he won't honor Harriet Tubman. Isn't that something? And that's why he won't honor her. He don't like that. He don't like a Negro, a runaway slave who overcame and went after the system. He don't like a Negro like that. He likes a Negro who's been given things. You look at a Clarence Thomas. He wants to dangle him in front of you. I said the guy keeps bringing up food stamps, and food stamps were created for white people. And he keeps bringing it up. And you know what? You should have seen the poverty, bro. I don't blame JFK. They need it, bro. Them people were starving to death, sucking in all that dust, going in them coal mines. Man, yeah, woo! I couldn't have done that. I'll tell you that right now. I couldn't have done that. I could have went in them coal mines and suck in all that soot and get sick and your chest full of soot and you making pennies and you starving in West Virginia. They had to start a food stamp program. And you got these MAGA meatheads who are so stupid they think it had something to do with black people. You can be racist and date another person outside of your race. That's all you got. That Trump got him some white box. I mean, Trump got him some black box. Oh, so that clears him. Let me change things now. Okay. Let me change things now. Isn't that something, the white supremacy? You got Trump, you got Donald Trump, who takes Harriet Tubman, away from a day of honoring, and the white supremacists are in the chat complaining about me. Why don't you complain about Trump? Why don't you complain about Trump? Why don't you complain about Trump? He's the one practicing racism. He's the president. He's got power. Do you know the meaning of racism? I don't have any power. Trump has power. Yeah, but you don't know. Your idea of a person not racist is if they look at interracial porn. Well, there you go, bro. There you go. He said Trump. Trump got him some black box. He probably did. Well, was it of age? Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh oh. Like the stream, brother. You know what? We finna relieve you of your duties. There you go. Get out of here. Like the stream, man. Trump has went out of his way to try to stop the plan to honor Harriet Tubman. Black people, we're so weak politically. There's nothing we really can do about it. He is appealing to his racist base who don't want to see black people honored. They don't want to see that. They want to disrespect black people, like when he put the Obamas on the apes. That's what they like. Trump has decided, he's made a conscious decision not to honor Harriet Tubman. This is a sad day for us, man, as a people. It's just a sad day. The George Washington Carver National Monument in Missouri was moved. The New Orleans Jazz Park, historical parks in Kansas. Our country and land, public lands carry the reminder of how America was built, contested, and reimagined in the nation. They are civic institutions, spaces where history is not only told but also experienced. Trump is robbing America of its integrity while he erases black history. He erases it. He's just erasing it because he thinks black people are inferior. And he thinks any celebration of a black person is a bad thing to do. Plus, it goes against his base. That challenges his base. His base doesn't like that. His base don't want you honoring black people. What are you doing honoring them Negroes? I didn't vote for that. Trump, I didn't vote for that. I didn't vote for you to honor the Negro. So he's not going to honor Harriet Tubman. We just had a general who retired. He came out talking about Trump. We're over in Israel. We're over there fighting more and more and more. Is Trump even concerned about America? Days like Juneteenth, when national parks are free, he stopped that. He wrote an executive order to restore truth and sanity, which means black people can't have a history. Slavery has to be rewritten into a jobs program. The civil rights movement didn't really happen. Black achievement can only be from the context that it serves white supremacy. And any resistance of that is liberal wokeism. They diminish the contributions of black people to the national stage. They want to rob black people of being a part of all Americans and change it. This is what they've been doing. They don't think black people participated in the history of this country. They don't want to accept black people built this country as enslaved people, and their descendants in many of these important historical moments are enshrined in our history, in public lands, in our books, in our teachings. Black excellence. Harriet Tubman was a runaway slave. She was a woman. She was one of the few. She was a successful runaway slave. She came back. And she guided the people who wanted to go to freedom. And the white supremacists don't like that. He don't like that at all. He don't like that. You don't want to be my slave? Wait a minute. What did you say? You want us to honor a Negro who don't want to be my slave? You don't want to be my slave? I'm feed you. Don't I feed you? Bro, that's how they look at you. I know you guys think I'm joking. That is how the Trumpers, the white supremacists, that's how they see our history. They feed you. You don't want to be my slave. That's how they look at it, man. That's why they look at it. They don't like a Harriet Tubman. They don't like a Negro like that. They want to dangle a Clarence Thomas. They want to dangle a Clarence Thomas doll in front of your kid. Let your black excellence be in service of the white supremacists, the Trumps. Submit yourself, Negro. Pick my cotton. They don't want a woman who says, I'm not going to let you ruin my life. And you're too stupid to stop me because you don't know the layout of the land. You're pretty a stupid plantation owner, so I can come back on your plantation and take other slaves because you're stupid. And see, they don't want to tell that story. They don't want to tell that story. Them people were very illiterate. They didn't even know the land. They didn't even know how to farm. Negroes held up everything. All they had was racism. That's all they had, whips and the ability to harm. They didn't know anything. They weren't teaching the slave. They went out in the plantations showing them how to pick cotton and how to plant cotton. And they didn't, Negroes showed other Negroes how to do that. Negroes had all types of remedies and stuff. And that's all that stuff's been capitalized. All of that stuff's right now. These companies all of these remedies for the flu, for this ailment. That stuff's all of these Pfizer, all these drug companies. That came from slaves. Do you know religion came from slaves? Do you know that? The white supremacist, he don't even know what that is. He don't know what no religion is. That came from Africa, bro. The white supremacist was standing in ponds worshiping owls. He was praying to fucking owls, shitting on himself. He don't know what no religion is. See, I have to let me stop because see, you're not ready for this. You don't want to honor Harriet Tubman. You don't want to honor her. You don't want to honor Harriet Tubman. But you don't want to honor Harriet Tubman. She's not worthy of a $20 bill. Are you joking? You trying to tell me you don't want your kid to as your kid turns 5, 6 and discovers money, you think it's a big deal if they see Harriet Tubman on a 20? And then they ask you, Daddy, who's this person? And you tell them? Is that the end of the world? But the white supremacist, he don't want to do that. Black people were building empires while the white supremacist was howling at the fucking moon. And you compare, you want to talk about inferiority, brother. You want to talk about inferiority. Are you joking? You want to talk about inferiority. Harriet Tubman, she escaped and came back and came back and came back. The white supremacist, he wasn't capable of catching her. He was too stupid. So they want to put her on some money. His base is going to get upset at that. You mean some Negroes better than us? Wait a minute. You ever seen those Sidney Poitier films? I was like all the films he did was like that. He was exploiting, he's showing the inferiority of the white man. Old proper sounding Negro, Sidney Poitier. That name too, they ain't like that name. Who the hell? Who's the hell is this Negro? That's Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier. That's that old step and fetch. That's what they like. They like that step and fetch Negro. They like that Amos and Andy Negro. I said, doctor, I said, doctor, we gonna have a mess of grits, doctor. Then we gonna go to work. That's the Negro they like. And that's why Harriet Tubman, unfortunately, she won't be honored. I'll honor her. And that's what we should do. The black community collectively should have all of this BET Awards foolishness. They need to have a honor our heroes and show Trump we don't need him. We don't need him in his racism and his stupid base. Who stick the methylene needle in their necks. They stick the methylene needles in their necks till their tongues turn purple. And they watch Fox News. That's where we are, man. And look, Harriet, we don't have no power. We used to. We had power. We don't have no power, Harriet. I'll honor you, though. I'll do it. And that's one thing the Negro we did learn. We can't depend on the white man. He's not going to do stuff like that. He's not going to do that. Stimulus checks came from Congress, dummy. Why you guys defend Trump? I don't even understand that. Trump's a billionaire, bro. You got 5 Winstons in your back pocket, $20 on your food stamp card, and you defending a billionaire, and the methylene neck needle in your neck bone, and you defending Trump, bro. We're lost. I spend mine. It's money, right? It's $20. I spend it. I look at it, but I don't get it to keep it, man. When I'm supposed to get it, stick it somewhere, that's all right. I get it though. You might take one. I don't know why, because once it's mass produced, it really doesn't have. But you're talking about maybe 30, 40 years from now. He says black people like me destroyed Black Wall Street as if it was stopped forever. Oh, I did that. So that's the black. So all of that stuff that happened, that's the black man's fault. I didn't know that. Where'd you hear that on Fox News? Did Fox News tell you that? Here we have in the United States opportunity to honor a historical figure, Harriet Tubman. Our sitting president chose not to do it. Meanwhile, he removes the names from military bases and replaces them with the bases of civil war figures who were traitors to the nation. Despite the names being on the basis being heroes, Medal of Honor winners, people who died for their regiments, for their country, despite that, he would rather remove their names and replace it with fat, pork eating traitors, the embodiment of hatred and racism, the General Lee. He's rather put that on a base. Isn't that something? And they don't want to respect black people. Trump just don't respect black people. You're President Trump. You got to stand up to your base. You got to stand up to them and say, nah, nah. Black people made major contributions, and we're going to cite those things. We're not going to just ignore that. He said General Lee freed his slave. Well, why did he have them? Did he buy them? And I don't know. I don't even believe that. But anyhow, let's go with what you say. General Lee freed his slaves. Well, why did he have them to begin with? Isn't that the white supremacist always changes the way? Oh, he freed his slaves. Well, he should have never owned any slaves, though, right? Let me tell you something. I don't care what that Yankee says. General Lee freed the slaves. He freed his slaves. He freed his slaves. I don't care what no goddamn liberal. Get your city-made ass back to New York. Goddamn guy say he's from New York. New York? Who said he was from New York? He come down there with his fancy mouth and his New York clothes, talking about we need to take care of our people better, the slaves. Get your ass out of here. Isn't that something, bro? And it's the same thing Trump's doing. We're not going to honor no slave. We're not going to honor no Harriet Tubman. We'll never honor Harriet Tubman. A fancy mouth would be being able to speak 100 words. Who's these Yankees coming in down here to the South? God said he's from New York. Who does he think he is? Like we just some old country hicks. My uncle was in Lauderdale. My uncle. Oh, okay. You got family in Lauderdale. Our family in Lauderdale. Raise his nose up like he doing something. It's shitty. That shitty folk won't work with me. I got an uncle. He's a postmaster general in Lauderdale. Trump stops the plan to honor Harriet Tubman. Extremely racist, disrespectful move, or disrespected black people, no respect for just no respect for black people. And at the same time, he's changing the names of military bases back to Confederate terrorist traitors. And that's his idea of fairness. And he's also changing history. He's erasing black history all over the place, taking it out of the Smithsonian, changing it, not recognizing the efforts and the endeavors of black people. George Washington Carver, get rid of him. I'm tired of this Negro. He's just another Negro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you tripping, bro. We gonna change that school from George Washington Carver to Nicki Minaj. That's who they need to look up to, Nicki. But she's not even a citizen. This is our president, though, man. This is the president. Let me drop this down here. Come up here and tell me why Harriet Tubman doesn't deserve to be recognized. If you're capable, no, you're not capable to do it. I know that. I know you're not capable of having a legitimate conversation. You're too stupid. You're probably full of meth. You got the methylene needle in your neck bone. You probably can't do it. Well, we'll give you a shot. Like the stream, man. I thought we was past this stuff, man. I really did. I thought we turned the corner on racism. I thought that we respected each other. We needed each other. We've been to war together. Trump says no. Trump says no. Trump said, I'll tell my lies. I'll say Obama cheated in 2020. I'll tell my lies. I'll post pictures of the Obamas as apes. That's what Trump says. And no, he's not going to honor no Harriet Tubman. His base would turn on him. Not on his watch. Not on his watch. He'll say, like, I'll never do it. Isn't there something to say, Trump? What's the big deal? She was a historical figure. Well, I'll never, she's black. Not honoring no black person. I'm not showing no love to no blacks. You forget about my base? He said MAGA isn't. Yeah, why is he doing it? If they're not racist, why is he afraid of them? If MAGA's not a bunch of racists, why is he afraid to be a president and serve all the people if they're not a bunch of bigots and racists? You don't want to deal with the facts, do you? You don't want to, they don't want to deal with the facts. They want to be lied to. They don't want to deal with the facts. They don't want to have a fair, honest discussion. They want to go to a Brandon Tatum, a Hodge twins, and listen to bigoted conversation hidden behind the faces of people. Well, they need money and they making money. Someone brought up the gays. Now, what does that have to do with black stuff? He didn't put the gay. Now he didn't brought gay. Do you know the majority? You guys love to hang that on black. White people are the majority of that, brother. You guys got to leave that alone. Get that away from black people. You don't like that, do you? What's wrong with black people being recognized for historical contributions? What's wrong with that? Why does that bother you so much? Do you realize black people built this country? Do you realize if there was no black people, we would not have the country we live in today? Do you realize that? Medical research, black people. Architecture, black people. The steam engine, black people. The computer chip, black people invented all of this stuff. But you don't want to recognize black people because you don't want to piss your base off? Because you don't want to piss your base off. He said first open heart surgery, a black doctor. I think what brain surgery, a black person, black doctor. Blacks did all of this. He don't like that either. He's mad. You see that? You see that? Watch. Look at this. Look at this. Why would you call me that, man? Because I brought up some of the achievements. You said you can't see the whites. You got to understand, they can't handle the truth. They have to have. That's why Trump can't honor her. He can't honor her because it exposes the lies like we talk about the propaganda of Fox News, the lies about black people. It exposes the white supremacist lie. So he can't honor these people. You see how mad he's got? When I named off a few of the achievements, black people built America. The railways, black people did that. The toilet, black people. The traffic light, black people. George Carver, the peanut. He showed them how they could put nitrogen back in the soil. Black people. That cotton, it messes up that soil. He showed them how you could plant a crop, harvest the crop, and enrich your soil. That was a black man. You don't want to respect a black man? You want to respect General Lee? You think he did? What did he do? What did Jefferson Davis do? You see what I'm saying, brother? This man is so upset with that because their opinion of black people is they make no contributions, and they go and that's reaffirmed when you talk to the Hodge twins, and that's what they say. All of these political clowns. Showing some love to black people creates so much hostility, bro. even in 2026, you can't put Harriet Tubman on some money and show some love. Black people built America. You wouldn't have the country that you live in if it was not for the black man. These plantations in the South, they were owned by whites, but they were run by blacks. Blacks ran those plantations. Blacks talked those horses. You got the Buffalo Soldier. A lot of that's left out. Blacks taught whites how to ride horses, how to capture horses, how to break horses. That all came from black people. All of it. Every bit of it. And white supremacy, he don't like to hear that. Your contribution to America is very, very microscopic, other than racism. I know you don't like that, do you? Look at Trump. Look at how buffoonish and stupid Trump is. Compare him to Obama. You know there's no comparison. There's no comparison. Thank you. That's why you should honor Harriet Tubman. She did something you couldn't do. You couldn't be a runaway slave. You couldn't even take slavery. They tried to. You couldn't do it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. The rudder was black person. Maps, understanding how to map the oceans with stars, that was black people. All of that. You don't even know that, do you? Isn't that something too, brother? You when the MAGA group, you have to be real limited in what you tell them because of their um it just increases them, it causes them so much discomfort. Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman, Harriet Tubman should be honored. She was a great woman. She should be respected. The fact that you are so upset about it is alarming. I don't get it. I don't get it. Get your ass out of here. I don't understand it. We don't care what your color is. You're welcome over here. I don't know where that guy came in and said I didn't. That was a terrible comment he made. I don't even get that. Look, if you have a opinion and it's valid, you can offer it. But if you just want to sit in the chat box and hurl insults, you need to go to sleep. Harriet Tubman created the Underground Railroad. That was a network with someone who couldn't read. And all of that came later. They figured out how to navigate via the stars. Black people, those are all black people. Those are all black people. Let me show you something. Let me show you this. Watch this. She said black people don't respect black people. Well, you know why that is though, Calvin? Calvin, do you know that the white supremacist creates the atmosphere that causes that? Do you know that racism that causes blacks to go at each other like that? So do you know that you're responsible for that? Do you know? You don't want to hear that, do you? You don't want to hear it. Like I said, if you want to have a legitimate conversation, you're welcome. But if you want to hear a Fox News lie fest and a Sean Hannity who paints walls, you know, and a president that's a reality show host. What's up? Let me get it right here. What's up with you, KP?
What's up with you, Platt?
What's up?
Can you hear me, Platt?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, I seen that they did put this issue on ice, but my thoughts was I don't need symbolism, man. Like I'm not into symbolism, so that don't matter to me if she doesn't be on a $20 bill, especially with inflation being what it is today. What is the damn $20 bill worth anyway? It's just more
What is
symbolism to me. I
what,
mean,
what,
it's just more symbolism to me, Platt. If they not giving out a reparations check, I don't give a damn about nobody face being on no $20 bill. When they know the money ain't worth nothing no more, the money ain't worth nothing. What can you buy with $20 anymore?
I mean, you can buy a meal. You can
Shit.
you can get dinner, you can get lunch, you can get breakfast.
You can get it for one person, but
Yeah,
man, like the symbolism stuff, man. I can't jump into the angry bag over symbolism. If they gonna cut a real check for reparations or something like that, then come holler at me. But otherwise, it's just symbolism. Because if they wanted this done, they could have done this years ago. Any president could have done it if they cared. I don't need no more signs and symbols, man. Signs and symbols is elementary shit,
okay. Well,
man.
then why are they turning the bases over?
Why
If
they
you don't,
turning the
if,
bases over?
yeah, they Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth changed 8 military bases back to the original names of Confederate leaders or figures. And you're saying that that don't matter. Well, why'd they change the names back?
Well, I don't know why they changed the names
Well, I
back,
know
but
we can jump
but
ahead on that because they're bigots and racists.
okay, let's
That's why
say if
they
they
changed the name back.
okay. Okay, the thing is though, I think a lot of black people think the Democrats ain't racist. So what is Democrats like racism light or something? It's like that like you have light ranch dressing versus regular ranch. Like racism is racism, bro. I don't give a damn about it. If you come up to me with it, you gonna get dealt with. But otherwise, you can play your little game. But at the end of the day, if we not gonna work together as a cohesive unit of people and as a group, you can't win in a game based on race. Like like black people can complain about racism, but unless you're gonna work together, your complaints is none and void. Cause it ain't gonna work. You can't just have a bunch of players out here just
Yeah, but
running around, running routes that they
if
want to run
okay,
without
hold
running
on.
them together.
Okay, the Democrats are racist. Okay, okay, all right. I'm
They
not
both
saying.
are.
Wait a
All right,
minute. I'm
go
not
ahead.
saying that they are not. I am saying that they changed those bases to black people who had given their lives up on the field of battle, World War II, fighter pilots, etc. The Democrats were the ones who sponsored that. The Democrats were the ones who wanted to put Harriet Tubman on the bill. Those were the Democrats. So, but you're saying, look, I'm not even trying to change what you're saying. I'm saying, you know, it's better than putting the thing back on the Confederates. Why you want to uphold the Confederacy at all for anything? That's what I mean. I mean, they're not now. The Democrats are not pushing the Confederacy. That's
Let
Trump.
me so let me say this. It's gonna be controversial. Under the Confederacy, black folks work together more than they do now.
You so you think that's a good you know you're being
It's
ridiculous. Right?
it's it's ridiculous, but you know you laugh because you're like, damn, that's some bullshit. But hey, I don't know. Like it's like black folks have to be in a certain space and time frame to work together uninhibited. And when you had civil rights, it separated the businesses and it separated everything because the white ice seemed colder to a lot of black people. So they got that white ice and that's what they did and that's what they doing. So like, bro, like now that's integrated. It's a wrap. Everybody gonna work with everybody whoever they decide to work with because it's a free marketplace. But most black people don't want to work in a free marketplace. They want socialism over capitalism. So there's nothing you can do about that.
Mm. Mm.
Putting her on it. I mean, because if you open a business tomorrow, it's always gonna be some fool that want to come in and talk about can he get a deal because you look like you.
Yeah, we do. You're right.
Like we can't do that, bro. Like not knowing that goods and services gonna cost more for us if we not working as a group and getting like a whole warehouse to get a price at a better discount. It don't work like that.
Well,
Like
it's that's remnants of slavery and stuff like that. And a lot of black people, when they get a business, no, seriously, absolutely, you're absolutely right. When they get a business, I know a guy, he has a moving company, a black man, and he told me if when he first put his ads out, it was a bunch of black movers, and he did his ads. I think his wife did the leave a mess. She talked about it and leave a message. And he said, man, he got a few calls, but not the calls that he expected. He said after about 6 months, he had ran into a guy, and the guy was telling him how he improved his business, man. So he did what the guy said. And this is the truth. He took his black movers down, put white movers up, had a white person do the answer machine, and hired a white man to handle all of, like, you got to talk to him on the phone, handle all that. And then he said, but I had the same personnel. He said his business went through the absolute roof. So you're right, man. No, I'm not disagreeing with you on
it's
that.
crazy.
It's a white man's eyes. You're right. We have that in our mind. I don't know now how to get rid. I don't know, but that shit is for real.
Yeah,
Because hold up, the black people didn't want to buy. What they didn't want, they saw the black. They didn't want to hire him. Oh, he can't move. I ain't hiring them. They
hmm
gonna steal my shit.
yeah, all that
But
kind of theory.
yeah,
Yep.
but they got the impression it was white movers. They were very comfortable. Yeah, so we are like that, man.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just certain stuff that can't be changed right now, and that just is what it is. Like the symbolism stuff just don't get me moved no more because I've seen enough of it. It's been names on buildings before. Names on buildings haven't brought us a bunch of new businesses to practice capitalism in a capitalist market and state. Like, no, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. We have to
Yeah,
get a
but,
different view of economics as a group
okay, but
because everybody else is opening businesses while you just happy to just patronize a
mm,
business that
just put you
only
just you talking about just go buy you a T-shirt with the latest rapper's face on it. Huh? That's
yeah
what we.
like yeah, you want to be happy about you was able to stack enough money to buy a Louis bag and you don't even know the history of Louis and how they hate your ass
Mm,
like this. It's just, man, it's a conundrum, bro.
yeah,
It's like
but
it's
no,
too much.
KP, seriously, he needs to honor Harriet Tubman on the 20, because if you're going to put those other people on the money, why not her?
Who else they putting on the money?
You got what, Ben Franklin.
Oh, Ben Franklin. Yeah, that's
You got all these
historical.
different, what, founding fathers or something. You got all these different people on the money, and Trump's gonna get. Trump said a $250 bill. Trump wants to be on the bill. What
Man,
does he? What does he
Trump
want?
just be saying any damn thing. Man, he just be trying to incite the people. Trump a crazy ass dude, boy. He sound like your uncle that'll be sitting on the stoop at your grandma's house or something, man. Oh man.
No, I don't. I think it matters. I think you have to acknowledge all the people who were influential in the creation of the country. I think that you have to do it. I think when you deny, which we know they've done, when you deliberately deny people acknowledgement, it does create a fog of inferiority around those people, because you're saying they had no contributions in the creation of the nation, within our military. You're saying that George Washington Carver didn't do what he did. He didn't. I think he saved the South. He came in
Man,
and told him. He said, "No, if you grow peanuts," he said, "look, this cotton taking a
yeah,
lot of man. You don't. I'm not no agricultural guy, but I'm just throwing it out there. You can figure out exactly if you plant this cotton, it robs the soil of nitrogen.
yes, yes, yes.
So I'm gonna try. Let's try this crop, peanuts, to put what we're not planting it because we want it. We planting it to put the nitrogen back in the crop. Then we can come back with the cotton. Well, he said, well, we got all these peanuts. Well, he sat down, man, started creating all these things you can do with it. That was a black man.
But
What's
let
wrong
me.
with what's wrong with talking about that?
No, it's beautiful, and I know about Carver because I went to the school when I was in elementary school, so I knew about George Washington Carver years ago. Very innovative, and his home is in Diamond, Missouri, and I'm in Kansas City. I went to Diamond, Missouri a few years back. Check out his home city that that he's from here. But George Washington Carver is very underrated, and when he went to Tuskegee to help Booker T. Washington, it changed the dynamics of Tuskegee at that time. And
Mm-hmm.
he's a very historical figure that a lot of black people don't know about. The more you check into George Washington Carver, you'll find out a lot about what they did to him and about the things that he created as well from just the peanut. But very wonderful mind, and it seemed
Mm-hmm.
like he actually could. It seemed like he could really talk to plants based
Mm.
on the research that I've done and have studied on George Washington Carver. But a lot of people will never know that because they never studied them or read them. So
I know, but and see, but you do have to have a carver. And I'm gonna tell you like this: you have in the community. No, look, first of all, KP, they're not gonna do this. So let me just say what they should. But we know they're not gonna do. You have to weaponize a George Washington Carver against the white supremacists because his assault, the Trumps, they're coming at you, man. They're trying to wipe you out. You have to weaponize a Carver to show the world that his pursuit of you is based in nothing but rage and lies. It's not based, there's no factual evidence. He's trying to get rid of you because of your color, not because of your contributions. He wants to tell the world you have no contributions to try to justify it. So now you got to weaponize him. And now, do I think we'll do? Fuck no. You're right. White man's ISIS go. We'll never do anything like that. We're afraid to do something like that. And I get it, brother. You sound a little bit of a conservative. I mean, that's cool. Be one, you know.
no, it's just that at the same time that racism exists, are we willing to play the capitalism game that needs to be played to ensure the survival as a group? Because to ask somebody for something and to go get something on your own is two different things. I'm not saying bootstrap it up and all of that,
Mhm.
but I'm saying the stuff that's in
But
our
you,
hands you have to use. So let's say,
hold on, but you came up here talking about reparations.
okay, but I understand that. I said that in opposed to this $20 bill that's a symbol. It's just a symbol. Like if they cut you a respiration check, you don't give a damn who on that money. You gonna get that money. Like that feel good shit,
What's
man.
fair?
That
What's
feel
fair?
good shit got to go, man.
What's
I don't
fair,
need the feel good
KP?
shit.
What's fair? Let's be no. Take a moment. What's a fair amount for a person who is eligible and qualified in America? What's a fair amount for each individual?
Each individual, I would say if they gave each individual a couple hundred grand versus what they've, um, I mean, they gave all that damn money to Israel. They keep giving all that money to Israel.
Yeah.
My bad. So
No, no.
they
No.
got a blank check for them.
2 billion a day to fight that war over there. So every day. So I now you say what you say half a mil,
A quarter of a mil, three.
oh,
Hey,
300,
start over 200,000.
Okay, now you know what a fair amount for me? 5 million, no taxes. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair amount to give every black American who is eligible for it. I don't mean you just give that person black, give them no. They have to be someone's whose lives was interrupted because of a slavery Jim Crow experience. $5 million.
Yeah, I mean the number's the number. If they're gonna put the money out there, but yeah, I don't care too much for the symbolism stuff. I've heard many presidents talk about putting people on money. I don't give a damn about that. Don't nobody care about that. Hell, just think about it, Platt. Over the last 5 or 6 years, they've done away with the penny. So most kids ain't even gonna know what the color of the penny
Hmm.
was when they these grade school kids ain't even gonna know what the color of a penny was, y'all. They
So
ain't
what?
even gonna know it
So
was
how do they
copper.
do? How they do that now? Because I know I saw that at a fast food place. We don't give out pennies. So when you, because I don't really, I rarely use money. I use
Yeah.
my card.
hmm
How do they do that?
it just seems like they've decided to do away with the penny. I guess they're taking it out of circulation, but I guess at the same time they're saying that it costs them X amount of dollars to make it. So
Hmm.
like they come up with an excuse for everything, but
So
they're trying to
you
go
don't get
cashless. So
you don't get exact change anymore.
I sometimes I have got a penny recently,
Hmm.
but I mean, it's very rare. Like you said, you're always using something that's cashless though. You're always using a card.
Mm.
So
Okay.
or your phone now. Just think, man. Most of the children in school in elementary school is using their phone to pay for things. They're not even bringing out a card like us.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
you're right. I'm behind on all that, man.
yeah, so they're using a lot of different technologies that we're not using.
But we have to honor our past. We have to do it.
But that has to be done by us personally in our own homes all the time.
But okay, but the white supremacist, he honors his past publicly. The
Okay,
South, the South still. The,
we should honor our past publicly as a black person
no, no.
or Asian person or whatever you are.
General Lee, the Dukes of Hazards. You had the Jefferson Davis Confederacy. You have Civil War reenactments. Are they wasting their time?
Are you asking me? Are they
Yes.
wasting their time?
Yeah. You're saying that symbolism, we don't need it. Okay, if that's the case, people still use symbolism and say, so what if and what I'm okay, if it doesn't matter, or it's like, hey, you going to Civil War enactment, yeah, I'm gonna be through there. Oh man, we had fun, drank a little beer, blah blah blah. Okay, but why can't black people receive the same type of experiences without it being we got to be focused on something other than that? No, you're right, symbolism, but why can't we receive symbolism? I get it. It's not going to move the needle. It
I,
ain't
I,
reparations. It ain't the big deal. But still, Trump's not doing it.
what I'm saying,
It's not like he's not doing it for other races.
I'm okay. When Trump came, when Trump asked about that platinum plan, people marched off the stage talking about don't even negotiate with him. You see, that was when we was trying. That was when Ice Cube was trying to get some money. When Ice Cube came in with that plan, don't negotiate with him. But they more outraged over somebody putting a $20 face on the bill. Like those two things
Mhm.
don't sit right with me, man. You can't. No, man, cut the damn check. Like you didn't go to the service to not get your benefits.
Mhm.
What? Like, man, damn the uniform. You don't care about the uniform no more. What's the benefits?
Yeah, but still, I'm saying Harriet Tubman. I want her on the money.
I don't
I
give a
want her on the
damn,
money.
Shelton.
Hold up. I don't care how it
When the
pisses
last
off.
when the last time
I,
you had a $20 bill in your
I
hand?
don't care how much it pisses his base off. I don't care. I want you're the president of all the people. You need to show some love to black people. Put Harriet Tubman on the money.
I don't need her on the money, man. I don't need her on the money.
Well,
Cut
you
the
got,
check. Cut the check.
why don't he
Send the
put
wire.
okay,
Send the wire if
okay.
you ain't gonna cut the check.
Why doesn't he put an executive order in for reparations? But what you said, 300,000. He could
It,
do
it,
that right now. He's the president. He could.
they all could have done. Yes,
No, we're
he
talking
could.
about this one.
Yes, he could. He
Why
could
don't he do?
possibly put.
Why don't he do it?
because we don't have any pressure on him as a group, because all these black people running around here say he racist versus trying to get some money out of it. They rather you put that person on that $20 bill than get that reparations check right now. They rather that symbol, dog. I'm telling you, they love the symbol, man. The symbol
Yeah, but
for what
he's
it
not
quote
going to do.
unquote represents.
Well, he's not going to do it because of his base. His base is racist, and they
Yeah, I
don't.
mean,
Wait a minute. His base doesn't want to see black people get reparations. They don't even want to see a Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. So why, we if you say steps to get to the finish line, the
I don't.
money is you're right. It's symbolism, but
I don't.
still, it's a beginning of doing something.
I mean, it's always a carrot type of doing some type of shit. Like, so if they put her on a $20 bill and we pretty much cashless, what difference did that fucking make? We cashless. Everybody using cards and Apple iPay and Apple Pay, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. You don't even see the $20 bill. I don't know when the last time I seen a $20 bill because I don't use cash. Nobody does really.
Okay, well, let me ask you this: if you could pick a box, keep it the same, I think what Thomas Jefferson, or change it, right?
Yeah.
That's all it says. It don't say it's gonna cost you a dime. It says, would you keep it the same or would you change it? Well, which box would you check?
Would you keep it the same or change it? If they're
If they
gonna,
asked you,
uh-huh,
KP,
mm-hmm.
would you keep this money, Thomas Jefferson, or would you put Harriet Tubman? There'll be no taxes. It won't cost you anything. We're simply saying, what do you prefer? What would you check?
Oh, they could change it. They could change it.
Okay,
That's fine.
now we
They could
talking.
change
Now
it.
we talking,
That's
brother.
fine.
There you go. That's how I'm looking
Yeah.
at it. Lev, you're gonna put him on there. Why not throw her on there?
Yeah, yeah, it's just not a hill that I'm willing to die on over, because we don't use cash like that, but anymore. And it seems like every time it's coming to the end of something in America, they throw a carrot out there and try to put us with it. Like all the cities that was crumbling, they'll put somebody in there and then they'll give them the job when the city's about to go fucking bankrupt. Like, man, nah, don't give me the job now. Shit's about to go bankrupt. I don't want it. You ain't gonna blame it on me. That's just the way I see that. Because if we go into a global reset or whatever's been talked about for years, the money that this US dollar ain't gonna matter. This US dollar is not gonna.
Yeah, well, I, I know what you're saying. Do you? Well, first of all, America. We really don't even have to deal with the rest of the world. Now, there will be certain aspects that will affect the country. Because we're not getting anything from China. We're not certain countries that we get a lot from. We're no longer getting. But we don't even if our money, what we've created, we can function by ourselves. Good. We're capable. We're capable of create. We don't have the industries, but we're capable of creating everything we receive now. The money is still good here, still good in America. They said, well, we don't accept um American money in Japan because it's worthless. Well, it's worthless there. Still would be worth something here. So I get it. The money, yeah, it's taking hits and stuff, but and there are a lot of politicians who talked about we don't even need to be a part of the world economy. They were actually Republicans, and it didn't work. What do they call them? Ah, them, you are isolationist, because they talked about that. They said we don't have to let the world economy have any influence on us. Also, the national debt said we didn't need to do anything about the national debt. Once again, these are conservatives. What was it John? The John Oh man, the John something Society, John Burke's, ultra conservatives, man. They was like, we well, so what? So what? He said we got national debt. What do they mean? We ain't got it. We ain't got it. And they didn't go through, but there's all types of policies out there, man. There's all types of policies out there, all types of police. I mean, all type of people who are trying to prevent things. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Harriet Tubman, Trump's not going to put her on the bill. He's not going to put her on the money. He's trying to put himself on a $250 new denomination. He's trying to create one where he puts himself on it, but he don't think Harriet Tubman deserves. And if he did put her on there, his base would get upset. His base would start screaming and yelling because even when you look at what they're doing historically, they're erasing Black history, man. They're removing Blacks from the historical participation in America. They don't think Black people did anything. I looked in the military, a lot of in the Pentagon, they're getting rid of the Black heroes. CIA, they're getting rid of Black agents, people who participated. They don't want to see Black people highlighted. But Trump will highlight himself, and he's going to highlight white supremacists and racists, but he's not going to highlight Blacks. Like the stream, man. Like the stream, support the platform. Let me put the join link in here. Take your thoughts. We're turning the corner, man. We're turning the corner. It's a new day. It's a new day. This is our president. This is the guy that we have elected. He needs to serve all the people. I know he doesn't want to do it. I know it's Democrats, and Epstein Files is a Democratic host, even though he's all in that. You know, billionaire white man hanging out with a pedophile. Trump's all in that stuff, man. But he's got that MAGA, and they'll believe anything, man. And they'll, and he's afraid to honor Harriet Tubman because it can cost him everything. He fears that it'll cost him everything he has. We need a president that's going to serve all of us, man. Serve the people. That's what we need. We don't. You say you get into Malcolm, so we can't do that one, brother. Nia says Trump is trying to erase Black history. Philadelphia is in a fight with Trump right now because he's trying to remove Black artifacts from a museum in Philly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he wants to take Black history out. He wants to take a bottle of Mr. Clean and wipe away Black contributions. He wants to just wipe them away. He wants to make it seem like they were inconsequential. Black people who've served their country in war, theaters of war, Black people who've invented, Black people, surgeons, heart surgery, brain surgery, Black people who've served above and beyond the call of duty, Black people who have distinguished themselves. Somebody said he went after Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was in the service. He wanted to take that out. He don't like Jackie Robinson. He don't like people looking up to Jackie Robinson. Trump's a racist, man. You guys can play with that all you want to. Trump is a racist, brother. You guys, I'm tired of you guys just playing with it, man. I mean, this guy, he don't want black people to get no love. None. He don't want them to get. And yeah, he is his base. His racist base doesn't want him to respect black people. They don't. They don't. His racist, hateful base. Yeah, he is so jealous of a Barack Obama, bro. And he doesn't understand what a president does. He doesn't understand a Harriet Tubman and stuff like that. These are things you need to do. These are things you make an effort to solve. These are things that are important. He doesn't understand that. He doesn't want to do these things. He wants to fight it. He wants to fight. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Donald Trump, President of the United States. Donald Trump, President of the United States, will not honor Harriet Tubman. He refuses to do that. He refuses to show this woman the love she deserves. He said, I see why they wanted to change. No, he's erasing black history throughout. Like she said in Philly, he's already trying to take artifacts and things out of museums. They don't want black people to be identified as positive contributors to America. They don't want to do that. They don't want to look and say this black person did some really good things. This black person is a big uh, a big contributor, creator, scientist, and these they don't want to do that because that pisses off his base. That's why he attacks Obama because he says Obama's inferior. Despite Obama, despite Obama being married, having children, despite Obama uh, comp- uh, carrying himself a certain kind of way, Trump wants to lie on Obama, and he's showing his racism now. He won't put Harriet Tubman. He won't put Harriet Tubman's image on a $20 bill. He says, according to the Treasury Department, she's still scheduled to be on the 20 by 2030. Ain't that something? Why don't he do it? Who's the president now? Who's the president now? Here we go. Here come these MAGA excuse makers. He's thrown her. She'll never be on it, brother. He's gonna sign paperwork to throw her off. She won't be on it. She will not be on it. They don't want her on it. If they wanted her on it, she would be on it. They don't want her on it. I know you can answer why. You can't answer why, but you can come in and offer some nonsense opinion that eventually she'll get on it. No, she won't. Appreciate it, brother. Subscribe to the channel, man. Like the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Support the platform. Support the platform. What's wrong with having a little respect for black people? What's wrong with that? You don't think black people earned respect? They've sacrificed, they've suffered, they've done everything. They don't own any respect. He says, let's not honor Harriet Tubman, but let's honor General Lee of the Confederacy. Let's honor Jefferson Davis of the Confederacy. Let's honor all of these civil rights people, all these Civil War figures. Let's honor them. They deserve our respect. This is the foolishness you're going to get, man. And you're going to get it on and on and on. Yeah, we need to fix our communities. You're right. This is the beginning, though, man. And it's better than nothing. Right now, we have nothing. We have skepticism that we even ever did anything. There are people out there who think we have no contributions to America, and they won't let you know about the people who built the country. Black people built America brick for brick. It was black people who knew how to pick out plants, who knew how to make medicine. Black people brought all of that over. A lot of time the master would get sick and they would have to go into the slave quarters. And there was a particular lady in there, she'd get out and she would make a remedy. And she would save the master's life. These are the things we need now, man, at this time, more than ever. More than ever, never more. Yeah, herbs. Yeah. Yeah. You need that. You need that. They knew how to heal you or calm you and help you. And they got back that there's a woman in slave quarters who, the slaves would talk, who knows how to master your foot swole up. There's a woman in slave quarters, she knows how to save your foot. And we can't show no love to Harriet Tubman. She don't get no love. Turmeric takes down all that swelling. Harriet Tubman can't get no love. She can't get no love. Ain't that something, man? Despite everything she's done. Thomas Jefferson, he was a slave owner. He was a racist. Thomas Jefferson. I think he's on the 20. Didn't he get impeached? I think he was an open white supremacist. We got to honor Harriet Tubman, man. He served 2 terms. Yeah, we got to honor Harriet Tubman. She deserves it, man. We got to stop letting Trumps and MAGA intimidate us and get in the way of our progress. We got to honor Harriet Tubman. It's a small thing, but it's a big enough thing. We got to challenge Trump. He's got to change his mind on this. We need to have that money in circulation by December. Andrew Jackson. Okay, my fault. Andrew Jackson. We need to have that money in circulation by December. And then we need to take Ben Franklin off and put George Washington Carver on. What is that, the $5? We need to replace the 5 with George Washington Carver. It's something we have to do. Lincoln is on the 5, Abraham. Franklin's on the 1 then, right? I could go for that. I could go for that. Put George Washington Carver on the 5. Get rid of Lincoln. Let's put Harriet Tubman on the 20. Get rid of Andrew Jackson. Let's become America. Let's become one country. Let's move away from the racism. Let's move away from the racism. I know we're better than that, man. I know we're capable of doing better. I know we are. Like the stream, brother. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Hit the super chat. Hit the cash app. Trump erases black history to appease his supporters. This is something that's overdue. It's time to catch up, man. It's time to catch up. But we know Trump can't do it because of his base. Trump's not going to be able to do it because of his base. His base would lose their minds if he dare put Harriet Tubman on money. Right as we speak, they're changing the names on military bases. They're going back to the Confederates, even though Joe Biden replaced all of that. We're talking about a woman, Harriet Tubman, navigating waterways and woodlands, learning how to read the land using stars, turning landscapes into liberation. Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad National Park in Maryland. You got the African burial grounds in New York. Trump wants to change that. Trump is using the mechanics of segregation to incubate racism. Blacks suffer from economic exclusion, racial terror, political disenfranchisement, political violence, police violence. Frederick Douglass, Tuskegee Airmen, Carter G. Woodson. Black leadership needs to be displayed. Trump's not going to let that happen. This denial of Harriet Tubman on the 20, it codifies black inferiority. It's a recreation of segregation. They won't let the black woman on the money. And it points the country. It points the country into a direction that's terrible. Like the stream, man. It's late night. We turning the corner. We almost turned that corner, man. It's late night. We got the join link posted, man. Take your thoughts. It's late night. Donald Trump, being Donald Trump, afraid of his base, of living in fear, Donald Trump doesn't want to respect Harriet Tubman, feels as though she's a sacrificial lamb. He's going to throw her under the bus to appeal to his racist MAGA crowd. He couldn't get a black artist to come sing, couldn't get one. He couldn't get a Usher. He can't get a Alicia Keys. He can't get a Taylor Swift. He can't get a Beyonce. He can't get these people. He can't get a Coldplay. He can't get a white group. The only people he can get is Kid Rock and Vanilla Ice. Can't get Eminem. This is a different world, man. This is a country. People are talking about sharing a country. People are talking about effort, and you share a country, and you share achievements, and you highlight where people have done good, but you don't erase history. You cannot erase history. You got Nicki Minaj. I'm thinking you got Amber Rose, Nicki Minaj. And they'll say nothing. They'll say nothing. They'll ignore it. We're back at war with Iran. Things are going terrible. $2 billion a day. Blacks have to put everything on hold. Everything is on hold all the time. They can't be acknowledged. And this is a big deal, man. Like the stream, brother. Well, he is erasing history, and you say you can't go forward. Why is it the black man always has to sacrifice? He has to give up his history. Everything he does, he has to compromise on. What's wrong with giving him some respect? And yeah, you're going to tout out the Clarence Thomases. You're going to tout people like that out. You're going to bring out a Clarence Thomas. You're going to bring out these black men who uphold white supremacy and white racism. These are the people you're going to show love to. And this is wrong, man. I mean, this is a bad decision to rename bases back to Confederate leaders, even though their names were changed. Monuments all through the South. Many of these Confederate generals lost multiple battles. They lost multiple personnels. Yet they were given all these types of acknowledgments. And is that truly reflecting the best? Is that really the best of America? Is that the best America has to offer when you say, I'm going to put a Confederate general, I'm going to put a Confederate general's name on a military base? Are we honoring our best? I'm going to take a black person's name down. When you say, I'm not going to put Harriet Tubman on there, he's trying to appeal to his racist base, brother. Like the stream, man. Support the Cash App. It's a super chat. It's late. We got to catch up. We had to do a late nighter. We're going to keep it going. They are racing his history. There you go. Look at that. He says Trump is a racist, but he's doing openly racist things to keep his base distracted. He's robbing this country blind and doing other things that will affect us all. BB is running the country. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks exactly like it to me. That's exactly what it looks like. But Trump still needs to show some love, man. He still got to show some love to rest of the country. He just don't have a choice. He's got to show us some love. Says a rug pull. Okay, is that what he's doing? He's doing a rug pull. It looks like it. It looks just like it. Like the stream, man. Subscribe to the channel. Support the platform. Harriet Tubman, she won't get an opportunity to be honored. That's sad, but we understand the climate we live in. We understand Trump. So none of us should be surprised. And we out of here, man.